We're going to show you guys the new cleaning process that Gunwerks is recommending so that we can keep these firearms running to their potential. We've had to make a couple changes recently because suppressors have come on so strong in the industry, and we needed to update our old cleaning process. So this new cleaning process, we're going to call it the 60-40-20 cleaning process, and we're going to use pretty much the same stuff you've been using. We're going to add one thing to that process. First things we're going to need is a patch trap and a bore guide. We'll also need a couple carbon fiber rods with the appropriate brush and jag on them as well. And then we have our KG products, which we've always used in the past, so let's get right with it. So the first thing we're going to start with is we're going to go right to our nylon brush. And we're going to call this process the 60-40-20 process. So we're going to start with our KG1, which is our carbon remover. And we're going to do 60 strokes of KG1. All right. Make sure you wipe your carbon fiber rod off so that we don't transfer debris from cleaning to cleaning. And I'm going to pick up my rod with my jag on it, and we're going to run a patch down the bore just to remove the KG1 that we were cleaning with earlier. One patch is all you'll need. Wipe the rod down, and now we're going to go to the next step in the process. So remember, 60-40-20. So 60 of the first, KG1. Now we're going to move to the 40 of the process, and that will be our KG12. So now we're getting in there and we're getting rid of our copper. So we're going to saturate the brush, and now we'll do 40 strokes of the KG12 and remove all the copper from the bore. We want to do the same thing as in our first step. We need to run a patch down the bore to make sure that we don't leave any of the solvents in there for our next step of the process. The 20 step of the process is the new step that we've added, and the new step we've added is we're going to include a KG2 bore polish step. So remember, 60-40-20. So we're going to do 20 strokes with the KG2 saturated on the brush, and this is a bore polish with an embedded grit into it, and it's a little more aggressive than the other two, and we're just going to ensure that we remove all the copper and carbon out of the system. So we'll do 20 strokes with the KG2. What we're going to do now is because we've put some grit into the bore to help us clean, we need to make sure we flush that out really well. So instead of going right to a patch, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some regular carbon choke cleaner. The only warning here is not to get it on your stock or your paint. It will remove it, but our bore guide is going to allow us to spray that down the bore and remove that grit so we don't damage the interior of our bore. So we'll just put the tube in there, and we want to give it a good blast until we see fluid coming out of our muzzle. And then we're going to run 5 dry patches through there just to ensure we've got all that out of the bore. Okay, that's the 5th patch. And now the final step in this process, now our bore is clean, we just need to remember to clean our chamber with a chamber mop. Get the fluid out of there, and then our lug recess with the lug recess tool. And just spin that around. And our 60-40-20 process is as simple as that. Now this rifle is clean and ready to go back to work for you.